Lately, I've been having trouble sleeping. I'm not so sure if it's all bad. Nevertheless, we need to get a good night's rest. Whatever that looks like, I'm sure we could find a way, especially when we're living the fasting lifestyle. So let's talk about some of those things that may distract us and cause disruption when doing intermittent fasting. Stay tuned. As I said before, I have been having trouble sleeping, and usually I wake up around 3 a.m. Now, before I was doing a lot of fasting and praying, I was being interrupted, I believe, by things that are just negative. For one, it's been stressful at my day job, and it certainly gets into my mind, and my mind gets to ripping. You know what I mean? Just repeat the same thing. What did I do today? Did I finish that project? Did I get that deadline? Or I have a deadline coming. What is the next task that I'm going to do? So literally, I'm trying to work everything out in my mind at this weird hour time frame, and I literally lose about an hour of sleep almost on a daily basis. The madness has to stop. I think you might understand that this may be happening to you. For me, I tend to have a issue or chronic issue with anxiety. So that can be much of the culprit because my nervous system is going all the time. And I always feel like there's never enough hours in a day. Lately, I had to just sit down and talk to myself and figure out what's going on. Reggie, you know you're out of control. So what are you going to do about it? This is ridiculous, and you're looking a little bit tired, and we don't want to age overnight, do we? Right? So I'm talking to myself and trying to make myself go to sleep. I have some tips that would help us all in getting better sleep while continuing your fasting journey. So there's some physical things that happen when you're fasting. And if you are on a weight loss journey, as you get closer to your target weight, which is where I am, it is more difficult to fast longer, but also I find that I have more energy. I think I just need less sleep. I would tend to wake up earlier than I usually do. My normal time is usually 6 a.m. I get up and do my exercise regimen. And lately I've been waking up, say, around 5:30. I'm trying to force myself to go back to sleep. Is that really a good thing? I don't know. I think that if the body is naturally waking up at that earlier time, then we should just go ahead and get up and get on with our day. So ways to get better sleep before we go to bed. 1, turn off those man-made distractions. You know the culprits, your iPhone, or any phone would that matter, the television. Reading is great to get to sleep. I mean, turn off those electronic items that really are just a distraction at least 1 hour before bedtime, because we get wound up. So you know when you're watching, say for instance, a movie or a reality show, because you're arguing with the TV, and so the adrenaline is going and you're pumped up, and so you're wide awake. Or something really good that maybe is a dramatic film, well, and this drums up emotions within you, and again, you're distracted. And when it's time to settle down to go to bed, then you really can't go to bed right away. The best ideal is to turn everything off at least 1 hour before you lay down. Another thing I suggest is either meditating or prayer. I kind of think of the two in one and the same, because I'm not meditating to nothing. I'm meditating on God and Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit. If you can read some scriptures, that's a great thing to get started on. So you get into that habit, going to bed, but also having communication with God and speaking with Him before you really lay down and turn in. It's such a wonderful way to calm down the nerves. And you know that God is not the author of confusion. So this is a great way to get rid of the stress and to lower the anxiety, which we know I'm guilty of that. Another thing to check out is when you're fasting for a long term and basically throughout your life, you want to check your minerals because you could be depleted a little bit in certain areas. So for me, it's potassium and magnesium. And those could be a major culprit when it comes down to sleeping well and sleeping without disruption. I now take a supplement that's with magnesium, potassium, and calcium. And so that I've noticed after about a week, that disruption of the mind ripping all the time, over and over and over, it seemed to settle down as well. That can also be in relation to those minerals that you're missing and that have become depleted over time because we drink a lot of water and we also are fasting so much that your body just needs certain things to get to sleep. So I mentioned water, and you might want to look into you're dehydrated. I know there's times that I've gone to bed and I woke up in the middle of the night and I'm thirsty. Well, if you're already thirsty, then that means you're dehydrated and you waited too long to replenish your body. I had many times that I just forgot to drink a glass of water, which is very good for you to do that before you go to bed. And then also when you wake up, drink another glass of water to replenish you from overnight. So make a warm cup of tea. That is a nice way before you go to bed. And just want to make sure that it's something like chamomile or a non-caffeine tea. And we just don't want to put in extra things into the tea because you don't want to break the fast, right? Because after you've eaten dinner, most likely you've eaten that as maybe your one meal a day, or you haven't eaten at all. Don't put in additives so you're not breaking the fast. A little bonus that I forgot to mention is that I do have an app that I use. I use a couple of different apps every now and then, but sometimes I just go away from it because I'm not really into any of the meditation type apps. On one of my apps, which is called, what is it called? Hang on. Oh, I got it. Relax Melodies. That's a free app, and you can also pay for it as well. I think it's like $4.99 or $3.99, something like that. The only thing that I use it for is to have an ocean sound because I love the sound of water, and that seems to really put me to bed pretty quickly, like within a few minutes. So that's my little trick on trying to get to sleep. It's just about staying asleep is still a little bit of a challenge. We're working on it. There's so many ways that you can practice getting to sleep in a positive manner that will keep you sleeping through the night, especially when you're living this fasting lifestyle. So the question for you is, what ways are you practicing to help get a better sleep? And if you're incorporating something that I did not mention in the video, I surely love to know, and please do share with the rest of the community here. And if you're new to the channel, welcome, and please do subscribe if you haven't. And if you like these type of videos, give me a thumbs up. And don't forget, caregiving begins with you. Talk to you soon. Bye. I wish I had the cat life.